Hello everyone. This is going to be a video in reference to the so-called Independence Day. I'm going to go into some details. I'm not going to make this too long. It's a so-called tradition that America has come up with through the so-called 13 colonies of Great Britain. And I'm going to read an excerpt in reference to the so-called lie, because 4th of July is nothing but a lie based on really their motive and their intent is to fight against the Most High. When you see the fireworks, going up into the sky, that is based on Genesis chapter 11 and the book of Jasher. Let me get it real quick. The book of Jasher. One moment. The book of Jasher, chapter 9, and around the 29th verse. When Nimrod built these towers and the people come together, and what they did was shot arrows in the miraculous airs thinking they were going to get to the Most High. And what God did was he blood rained down from heaven, when you read in the book of Jasher chapter 9 verse around the 29th verse. But let me get into some history on this so-called Independence Day, 4th of July thing. It's nothing but a tradition, and the Most High told us in Colossians 2:8, do not follow the traditions of men. But, one day we'll get it. All right, so let me read some information on this. It says Independence Day, commonly known as the 4th of July, is a federal holiday in the United States, commemorating the adoption of the Declaration of Independence on July 4th, 1776. Declaring independence from the Kingdom of Great Britain. Independence Day is commonly associated with fireworks, parades, barbecues, carnivals, fairs, picnics, concerts, baseball games, family reunion, and political speeches and ceremonies, in addition to various other public and private events celebrating the history, government, and traditions of the United States. Independence Day is the national day of the United States. So this is the lie that they come up with as a pretext to fight against the second coming of Christ, because that's what it represents. It's actually representing provoking the Most High through his son to war. But nobody is really looking at world history or the Bible to link it, because you got to understand there's nothing newer than the sun. So we just look at it as, okay, it was a war, and the fireworks represent celebration, but it represents war. It represents the archers bending their bow against the Most High. Because if Nimrod, right now, a lot of people don't know who Nimrod is. He was the one that constructed this tower of Babel. He was seduced or possessed by a demonic spirit, which is Satan himself, Baal or whatever, to come against God at that time, because God, Satan knows how, where God himself reigns. So what he was doing was trying to build this tower, using mankind to use this tower. Remember, man is under the influence of Satan. Technology, good, you shall know good and evil. Man know good, he know evil. He know how to use technology nowadays. But back then, they took bricks and took certain elements, put it together to make this tower to come against God, and that's what it's based on. That's why you see the fireworks, nothing but arrows shooting at the Most High. Let's go to Genesis chapter 11, so you all don't think I'm making this up. All right, Genesis chapter 11, verse 1. It says, and the whole earth was of one language and of one speech. And it came to pass, as they journeyed from the east, that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelled there. And they said one to another, go to, let us make brick and burn them thoroughly. And they had brick for stone, and slime had they for mortar. All right. And they said, go, let us build a city and a tower whose top may reach into heaven, and let us make us a name, lest we scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth. And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower which the children of men, remember it says children of men, All right, children of men build. Verse 6, and the Lord said, behold, the people is one, and they have all one language, and this they begin to do. And now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do. Go to let us go down and there confound their language, that they may not understand one another's speech. So the Lord scattered them abroad from thence upon the face of all the earth, and they left off to build the city. Therefore is the name of it called Babel, because the Lord did there confound the language of all the earth, and from thence did the Lord scatter them abroad upon the face of all the earth. Now I'm going to go into the book of Jasher, because of course Genesis is just an overview, and I'm going to go into the book of Jasher to show you how they really actually went into fighting against the Most High. All right. If you go to the book of Jasher, you can actually Google book of Jasher and go to chapter 9, and I'm going to start at the 27th verse. I don't want to read the whole thing, but you all that want to get a deeper understanding, you can read the whole thing. All right, and it says, verse 27, book of Jasher, chapter 9, verse 27. And when they were building, they built themselves a great city, which links to the Bible, a great city and very high and strong tower, and on account of its height, the mortar and bricks did not reach the builders in their ascent to it, until those who went up had completed a full year, and after that they reached to the builders and gave them the mortar and the bricks. Thus was it done daily. And behold, these ascended and others descended the whole day. And and if a brick should fall from their hands and get broken, they would all weep over it. And if a man fell and died, none of them would look at him. So they were building this thing back and forth, up and down, Verse 29 says, and the Lord knew that their thoughts, and it came to pass when they were building, they cast the arrows towards the heavens. Now, what are you doing with the fireworks? You're casting arrows, modern day arrows, towards the heavens. All right. And all the arrows fell upon them, filled with blood. And when they saw them, they said to each other, surely we have slain all those that are in heaven. So they are coming against the Most High. People don't understand that Satan wants to kill the Most High and the angels. Okay. So when you go and celebrate and have picnics, you're actually fueling that orchestrated plan from Satan to come against the Most High. That's where it comes from. It's the origin from it. All right. English language. We're in America, so-called. We have all different type of languages and tongues. That's fine, but America is nothing but Babylonian worship. From Nimrod. Look at the ancient buildings. Then you have it right there in Washington, the monument. A male's ding dong. I hate to be that, because I want to be clear on this, because I can't stand this stuff. And a male's organ sitting up there in Washington. You got people with fireworks sparking all over the place, fighting against the Most High. That's what it is. Provoking God to war. We better wake up. I'm going to read that verse again. It says, in the Lord, verse 29, Jasher 9, verse 29. It says, and the Lord knew their thoughts, and it came to pass when they were building, they cast the arrows towards the heavens, and all the arrows fell upon them, filled with blood. And when they saw them, they said to each other, surely we have slain all those that are in heaven. Verse 30, for this was from the Lord in order to cause them to err. So he caused them to think that, to confuse them. All right. And in order to destroy them from off the face of the ground. And they built a tower in the city, and they did this thing daily. Many days and years were elapsed. And God said to the 70 angels who stood foremost before him to those who were near to him, saying, Come, let us descend and confuse their tongues, that one man should not understand the language of his neighbor. And they did so unto them. So when he confused the tongues, it threw off the system of trying to build this tower that Nimrod put in place and authorized. So I just wanted to give a quick little lesson on the so-called celebration of Independence Day. What are you sparking up fire towards the heavens for? The same way they shot fires or arrows, because you know that guns and bombs and all that are nothing but modern day arrows. You're shooting arrows into space, provoking the Most High to war. That's what you're doing. Let me go to Colossians 2:8. It's a tradition, right? Let's do research on traditions. You'll find out that every tradition that a man come up with is pagan. It's a satanic ritual of some type. You can't make this stuff up. Everything is written in the scriptures. Let's go to Colossians chapter 2, verse 8. And it says, Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the traditions of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Christ. For in him dwelleth all the fullness of the Godhead bodily. For in him dwelleth all the fullness of the Godhead bodily. You never seen the disciples sparking up a piece of metal with some gunpowder on the end of it, making a firework. Not once. You're better off following what the disciples follow. You don't see them doing it, don't deal with it. It's pagan, it's Babylonian. 4th of July is Babylonian. It links all the way to Nimrod building that tower. Okay? So hopefully you all got something out of this video. Push this video to those that don't know. Let them, show them the book of Jasher, where they were shooting up at the Most High to provoke. And think about what's going on now. Confusion. Different nationalities of people coming together at the Washington Monument. The neighbor beside you, the person beside you, you may not even know their language. You're all coming together doing this time of provoking the Most High. That's what you're doing. All right. So I'm gonna just end this here. Because I almost got caught up in this last year, and I wasn't gonna bring this out, but I knew it was wrong for me to even get caught up in it. When I say caught up in it, I allowed a person to kind of like say, oh no, it's all right, it's nothing wrong with it, and it's pagan. What I mean is Babylonian. Okay, don't get caught up in it. We have to grow as we get older and wise in the Most High in the scriptures. Don't deal with it. It's of Satan. He's trying to fight against the Most High. He's trying to fight against the especially the second coming of Christ. All right, and I'm gonna get into this too. And I had to research, and it took me a while to come to the conclusion. There's no such thing as no man, and I'm gonna put it out there, and I want people to research it. Man has never been on the moon. That's a lie. All right, so I'm gonna leave that open. This is my life, and I'll be doing this for the rest of it. Shalom.